Weekly, GarageBand, GarageBand Weekly, GarageBand Weekly. Need an answer to your question? John, you'll have a suggestion. He's a fountain of all knowledge. I think he might have gone to GarageBand College. What he doesn't know, we'll try and find out. So join the chat and give him a shout. Hey, John. Hey, John. GarageBand Weekly.
Weekly. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to GarageBand Weekly here on Studio Live today in this week's show. Guess what? We got a brand new sound pack called the Vox Melodics to check out in GarageBand iOS. It's also in Logic Pro for iPad for our Logic users, so everybody wins. Or do you? We'll find out what the pack's all about and if you're going to have any use for it in the show today. We also got some news and notes, and as always, we'll be answering your questions about GarageBand. Anything you got, throw it here in the live chat. Happy to help out. We are brought to you, as we are each and every week, by me. Yes, if you jump on over to my GarageBand FAQ, all you need to do is go to studiolivetoday.com/GarageBand and you'll find all the information, all of the free playlists, my $10 course there if you want a beginner's guide to GarageBand, all the cool communities and all of your questions answered. While you're there, you can also check out other cool things like the gear guide, and because it's September, you can check out Songtember at studiolivetoday.com/Songtember. They're all accessible right there at studiolivetoday.com. We've been doing all this since 2016, and we've collected up a whole bunch of cool information to help you create, record, and release your best music. We'll dive into the news and notes in just a jiffy, but before that, let's say good day to some folks who are here live. Hello to Mr. Mark Bro. Hello, Omni Collective Creativity, who likes the Vox Melodic pack. Very cool. Hello, Tremor Bear. Thank you for being here. It is great to see Jade Star. We are still seeing. Yes, we're still getting there. Hello, Cuba Kid, 26 songs. I'm a GarageBand creator. Good stuff. Yeah, let's go Rangers. I know it's a bit cooler here today, so definitely hockey jersey weather. Hello to Brad Example. Hope you are doing well, my friend. And I'm going to try this one. Metodiev. I like it. Cool name. Hopefully I got it somewhere near pronunciation correctness. And hello, Tony Howie as well. Thank you all for being here and for hanging out. I hope you're having a good one and had a good weekend and are ready for another big week of creating. It is the 5th of September here in Australia, which means that, we're 5 days into Songtember. I know that a lot of folks have already made a start. If you've been watching folks online, Jamie Mallender, Tommy Jack, Jade Star, Keonra, Thomas Christ, all these folks. Leela tells me today that she's kicked off some Songtembering, so there's plenty of Songtember goodness to go on. Did I do okay? I hope so. So yeah, you can jump on over to the Songtember webpage, and there's our friends of Songtember. So you don't just have to see what I'm doing here for the month. There's heaps of other folks who are doing their own songs. And if you're not sure what Songtember's all about, it is our Create a Song, our Song in a Month challenge. So all you need to do is create, record, and release a song in the month of September. It is as simple as that. If you do have questions today, all you need to do is put a big Q in front of your comment, and more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. So yeah, the news and notes is really a little slim, a little light on the ground this week. Songtember is what everyone's been focused on. It's definitely what I've been focused on, but there's a couple of other little things. Second item is Patreon. If you are a patron of the channel, we're doing some Patreon live shows in the next day, so please check out your Patreon email, your inbox, because you would have been sent a little notification so that you can dial into that live stream happening tomorrow. So patrons, look forward to chatting to you then and talking all things Songtember. Yes, I do. I have one foot in Nevada and one in New York, which is a very long way to go. It's very, very widespread legs for my Vegas Golden Knights and my Rangers. The other bit of news and note is that we are a week away from Apple's event, their iPhone event. Well, we say it's the iPhone event. It is the time of year. It is the September event where they normally release a new iPhone. We might get, I talked about it last week, we might get some new Apple Watches. We will get information about iOS and iPadOS 17. So probably the most relevant stuff, and macOS, of course, and probably the most relevant stuff for you and me as a GarageBand creator and an Apple hardware user is that we'll be finally having the real versions, the non-beta versions of our iOS 17 and iPadOS 17. So if you've been hanging out for some new features and you want to dive into that, and like me, you're not a beta or a beta person. I don't like using the beta versions. I like to have the whole full version. I let other people be the guinea pigs when it comes to that sort of stuff. Hello, Hannah Main. Yes, new GarageBand sound pack. It is. Look, it's exciting. I know it's not the sound pack. These are not the sound packs you're looking for. It's not the sound pack that's going to be amazing for everyone, but there's some stuff in there. It's going to be fine. It doesn't have to be for everyone. And maybe when we explore the pack, maybe and just maybe you'll find something that may actually help you out. Maybe you'll just use something in a different way. Yeah, we'll explore. We'll play around with that. So that is our news and notes. Once again, if you do have questions, just throw them here in the chat. We're interactive and we're pretty casual here today. Oh, one more item at the end of the show. Hang around because we have a double header for you today. So straight after this show, we will be doing the Songtember song reveal. So if you've been keeping an eye on the channel, you will know that we did this video a couple of days ago. This was my You Choose the Song, and many of you have put your comments and made your votes on the song that we will be creating. So that's ready to rock and roll. And I'm going very analog this year. We're going to be nominating, we're going to be tallying up the votes here on the official Songtember score sheet, and then we'll be deciding which song I actually create. So it's not going to be just the numbers. I've got my own ideas as well. We'll see how they align and we'll see what works out and we'll see how we go with that. The other thing I wanted to say just before we get started is don't forget we're doing our Songtember Legends. So look at all those cool folks. These are all the folks who have donated to the channel in the month of September. So these are our Songtember Legends, and people are saying I should turn this into a t-shirt at the end of the month. I don't know. That would be a pretty janky looking t-shirt, but maybe that's the point. Embrace the jank. So thank you to all the folks who've donated to the channel during Songtember. If you don't know, normally I do a whole bunch of videos and a lot of them have ad revenue and things. So September is a lean month around here because I don't do as much in the way of making those tutorial videos because the channel kind of becomes a bit of a vlog channel. So I do appreciate everyone. I love the view, Pete. Just petition StreamYard to add that option. To add a permanent GarageBand backdrop. That'd be cool. But yes, I'm utilizing the green screen today because I didn't bother tidying up behind me, and it just seemed easier to use this today. Let's dive in to the iPad. We've been here 8 minutes. We've been chatting, so let's jump in and have a bit of a play. Now, I did a little testing this morning. Full disclosure, I've been playing around, and I put together a little song idea here. We'll be creating from scratch, don't worry. But I just wanted to put it to the test because I'm like, this Vox Melodics sample pack, what are we going to be able to do with it? So what I did is I jumped in and I grabbed a live loops grid. It's a very popular live loops grid that you've probably used before if you've used live loops. I think it's called the Uptown Funk or something like that. And then I used some Vox packs over the top. So let's take a listen to this because I think that especially for newer creators, this Vox Melodics pack is going to work pretty well. Here's the little 1 minute song I've created so far.
Down and just keeps on going round, round, round. Gonna take some time to learn to treat you right. Gonna take some time to learn to treat you right. Gonna take some time to learn to treat you right. Gonna take some time to learn to treat you right.
go. Some Vox Melodics goodness there, just using a few of the samples. These ones were from our friend, what's his name there? Can't read it. Max. That was Max. Max on the funky Vox there. So yeah, I just wanted to do this so that we could show how we can create something with this pack, and it's going to be great, especially for people that aren't a vocalist, or don't have access to a vocalist, or don't have access to someone that can do the verses and the hooks and the ad libs and the one shots. It's going to be a fun pack to play around with. So let's scrap that. Because we don't really need that one. We'll create a new song. So let's take a little step back. This new sound pack, like all of our new sound packs, is available here in the sound library, or library, as I like to call it. So if you come into the sound library, there it is, front and center. Oh yes, you've also got the Logic Pro for iPad free trial. But if you want this pack, you tap on that middle one and then you hit the download button. I always love these previews. They give you a really good feel for the sort of sounds you're going to get. Let's take a listen.
Oh my God!
Etc., etc. I know that no metal growl. Well, maybe, is that a challenge, Mark? Is that a challenge that we should maybe try and turn one of these samples into a metal growl? Little distortion, maybe drop it down an octave. Let's see what we can do, hey? Good oohs and ahs in here, though. So once you've downloaded the pack, you are ready to use it. Now, weirdly, unlike all of our other sound packs, there's no Alchemy synth sounds. There's not even a live loops grid for these. They are all vocal samples. They're all audio samples. So to use them, we're going to jump here into the audio recorder. And up here in the top right, under our loops, I've already come in here and filtered these ones down. But we'll go back to how you'll see it when you dive in here. So for the longest time, you dive in here to your Apple loops, and there it is. It's filtered by everything. It's in alphabetical order. Everything from the 60s shuffle drum set. I want to know how many songs have this as their start. Just because it's the very first one. And say with the 70s Latin piano. They're all right up there, so yeah, they're good ones to do. Maybe we should use the 70s. We should do that. We should use the 60s shuffle and the Latin rock to use some Vox Melodics sounds, maybe. Let's filter these. So to filter, we tap there, we go all sound packs, and we scroll down, because this one starts with a V, Vox Melodics, and we tap the filter by, we go back to Apple Loop. So now we've got these. Now, they are by artist, I guess, here. So you've got Ava up the top here. And Ava, for whatever reason, only has a few in there. You've got Cole. Oh, yeah, Cole.
Got it up to the sunrise.
Max has a whole bunch.
I've been looking for the right thing.
And the cool thing, as you're probably hearing with these, is that these will actually align with the beat of your song as well as the key signature. So that's why they're all sounding a bit weird. As we change the key up, it'll actually change these, which you'll hear in just a moment. So you've got a heap of Max. So if you wanted to create a Max tune, I'm sure we're going to be hearing lots of... which is the one that I just used there, that Max timeless verse. We've got some Ruby.
You wanna stay here all night. You wanna stay here all night.
You do.
You wanna stay here all night.
Apparently you do.
You wanna stay here all night.
Okay, it's fine.
You
I'm
wanna
going to
stay
stay here
here
all
all
night.
night.
I'll stay here all night. I'm about to keel. Is that keel or keel over? I was saying boo earns. Now, you notice here that some of these are bars, so some of these will actually be things like 1 bar or 2 bars or 4 bars. If they have a time there, that's what we call a one-shot sample, so it's not going to... It's not necessarily going to be a certain amount of bars, it's just going to be a time there. So we've got a whole bunch of effects, some chop effects. Nice chopped up vocal effects there. So there's a lot of stuff to play around with here. The glitch... So this is going to work in a lot of different genres of electronic music. Is it going to work in your more analog stuff? Not so much. We've got some nice O's. That could be fun. Be fun to turn that one into a sample track. Here's all of our one shots again. Some of them will be a one, even though they are a one shot.
Wake up.
They're like one shots, but they'll have bars, and then of course just your yeah. So you got a whole bunch of those in here. I like the rhythmic ones. A lot of cool rhythmic sort of sounds in there. The things that I think are going to be cool are things like these risers. So this sort of thing. A nice riser FX. Bringing it up. This is the sort of thing you could use in like a rap metal song. In fact, hold that thought. Let's use that. Let's see if we can create something that's more metal by using that riser and bring it in here. You got some oohs and ahs. Oh, plenty of oohs and ahs there. This is Zane.
Check out my flex. Check out my flex. Check out my flex.
Yeah, lots of obnoxious sounding things in here, but look, they'll be. They'll be. Did he say shit? No, he said straight on your Zano. And there was one other section right down the bottom here. No. So I think in terms of what I want to create here, where was it? My riser. You got to rise up. Wasn't that one? It was this nice. Yeah, let's bring this in. So to bring in one of these sounds, all we need to do is tap on it, drag it, and chuck it on a track here. Now, I've only got 8 bars here at the moment. I'll need more than that. So we'll tap there, and we'll just make this one off, and we'll manual it on up to, let's go maybe 16 bars, and then we'll drag this back. So there's our 8-bar little... What I actually want with this is I don't actually want, and this is where we can start using bits and pieces of these that we want to use. So I'm going to split that out, and I'm going to delete and bring this one and just make it from there, I reckon. And what I actually want to do is just use this as like a little backing here. So we can split. You can split and chop these because they're all just audio files. So then to get the rest of our 8 bars, we'll just copy that one and we'll play that part of it twice here at the end. So we're going to build an 8-bar build up here. Let's bring in some drums here, but I'm actually going to use a drummer as opposed to actually using any sort of beat here because I want to do something a little bit different. Let's bring in a drummer and let's go with like a funky kind of drummer so we can get a really hard funk beat here. What should we go with? Maybe we'll go with the indie disco. This could be interesting. This could be all sorts of interesting. We'll delete Nicky out there. Whoop, create. Just want to delete that one. And we want Nicky to actually start playing here. And we want it to play loud and kind of simple sound here. So let's just see what this is going to do. That's kind of cool. I kind of like that. And we can then sort of use a little bit of this to go through there if we want to, or we can just leave that completely off. So we'll play around with some other vocal effects here as well. So let's get a bit of a groove going on here by copying Nikki and bringing her down here and pasting her there. And because we're going to try and make it metal, we need some sort of bass sound in here first of all. So we need to come out of this pack. I'm going to filter it out. And let's go to, what sound pack's going to give us something? Maybe something like the beat. Oh no, we'll go the 8-bit Legends. We'll get like an 8-bit kind of sound in here. See if this is going to work with us. 8-bit drums. No, maybe we need something a little different here. a boxing match beat. Is that going to work in with this? I don't think so, but we're going to try it. Where are we? Boxing match beat. Do, 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 do. Is that going to go along with Nikki here? I kind of like that. All right, let's go back to the Vox Melodics packs. Pete's just messing about here today. I can tell that it's sort of like my off day where I just start playing with things. So we'll take the sound packs here. We'll just go back to the Vox Melodics. Let's find which vocalist we would like to use for this one. I'm thinking we want one of the ladies because I've already played around with Max, as you heard in the intro. What about Ruby? Ruby's got lots of stuff here. We've got some harmonies. We've got some cool stuff to play with. So let's see if we can find one of Ruby's verses here.
You're my automatic. Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic.
That could
Just
work.
wanna say you're all mine.
Let's bring her in. So here's our opening.
You're my automatic. Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic. Just wanna say you're all mine. You're my automatic. Gotta keep it in drive.
All right. So maybe our boxing match beat doesn't quite work there. We'll leave it with Ruby playing along with Nikki here, so that we just have a.
You're my automatic. Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic. Just wanna say you're all mine.
And here we can start playing around with the verse. So there's our first sort of 4-bar verse. If we come up the top here and maybe choose the second verse here, so verse 2.
You've got some.
No, that's going to be an 8-bar. What about if we do
You're running circles around me at time.
grab that one and throw it in here? And let's just see if this is going to transition okay.
Just wanna say you're all mine. You're running circles around me at time. Over the carousel, don't wanna ride.
All right. We need some bass in here. So should we play some bass in? Or should we we'll use a bass. Is there anything that we can do that's going to be a bass sound? Like one of the dude voices doing like some. No, we need a. These are all very high. What if we use this but like totally pitch it down?
Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's
Let's see if we can play with this. Let's pitch this down, tap it, go to settings, and let's bring it down all the semitones. Go down a whole octave.
tragic. Just wanna say you're all mine. You're running circles around me at time. Over the carousel, don't wanna ride.
Yeah, Mark's right. We need an 808 bass. So and this is where you can mix and match. If you're just using, like here we've got drummer, we've used some of our samples, we can then use a beat sequencer here to actually create a beat that's going to work for this. So if we tap the plus button, if you haven't played with the beat sequencer, it is bloody marvelous. It's an awesome little way to create some beats. So if we come down and we scroll across to our drums and we tap on the beat sequencer, we can. In fact, it defaults to modern 808. Let's maybe go with maybe the 909 for this one. We will just we need some 808 bass, don't we? Really. All right, so we've got the nice 808 kick drum in there. So let's just record a little bit of this in. So we just want that. We don't want the rest of it. So we will just go the 1 bar there and just loop that out. But then I think we actually need to add, well, maybe we'll play in a bass. Should we do that? we'll play in a bass part here. So once again, we'll go to the bottom here. This time we can actually use the bass, because here's the thing. You can use the bass here, but if you go to more sounds, what you can actually do is use one of these. So you can use like the sequence bass, the light cycle, the retro bass, and then you can actually change it up. So what if we go with the sequence bass here? No, we need something that's more of a bump bass. We'll go with ba 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 ba. All right, so
You're my automatic. Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic. Just wanna say you're all mine. You're running circles around me at times. Over the carousel, don't wanna ride.
all right,
You're my
let's record that.
You're my automatic. Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic. Just wanna say you're all mine. You're running circles around me at times.
We'll just use that. I didn't like what I was trying to experiment with there. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. All right.
You're my automatic. Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic. Just wanna say you're all mine. You're running circles around me at times. You're my automatic. Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic. Just wanna say you're all mine. You're running circles around me at times. Over the carousel, don't
All right. We'll use that one there. We've changed up that sound.
you're my
I like that. So let's loop that out. And that could be our kind of low down retro bass sound that we've used here. Now, when you're writing in your own stuff, you may want to come up here and just do a quick quantization under your track settings, quantization, and just put it onto like, say, a 16th note quantize. This way it'll just make sure it's right there in the zone.
You're my automatic. Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic. Just wanna say you're all mine. You're running circles around me at times. Over the carousel, don't wanna ride.
All right. It's not really gone very metal here, has it? I'm like, what if we could use it to do metal? Let's try and make something a little bit more sort of out there. If we go here and we duplicate that whole section and then go to all sections, and we don't want to use that first chunk there. So we'll just tap and delete all that out. And then here's a cool thing. We can just grab all this and just drag it on over so we can kind of keep doing the same sort of things. The things that are going to continue on can continue on, but let's completely change up out of this Ruby style here. We should be like, we could bring in like some distorted guitars or something in here to really sort of ramp it up here. Boom, 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 boom. Again, because we're working with vocal samples, there's not going to be a whole heap to play with here. What if we bring in like one of the dudes instead? We played with Max before. What other dudes do we have here? Zane. Zane's going to have.
What you running from? Oh, you know you got Jason.
Let's go with Zane. He sounds zany. See what I did there? So we got all these different sounds for Zane. Let's just create like a really random, like saying different things thing. So.
Over the carousel, don't wanna ride.
What you running from? Oh, you know you got Jason.
So I don't like the chasey bit. So we can tap on that and go trim and then just bring back. And then we could just use all sorts of random Zane stuff. So that's the hook one.
Don't kill my mood.
No.
Don't.
Yeah, let's go. What you running from?
What you running from? Don't kill my mood.
And then you can just change. So we want this to actually wait a little bit. So again, it'll put it in loop mode. Just put it into trim mode there. Actually, before we do that, we'll need to pull it back. The only problem when you're using loops is it wants you to use the whole lot. So we'll bring that back. And then we can actually play with this timing.
From. Don't kill my mood.
I reckon don't kill my mood. 1, 2, kill my mood. I reckon that could sound cool. What do you reckon?
Right.
What you running from? Don't kill my mood.
No, too much. It's got to be a half beat weight there.
Don't kill my mood.
And then grab something to bring in here. So we'll basically create our own sort of chopped up Zane line here.
House call, no rest. Pull up on your shotty, then a friend next. House.
That's cool. So that could work. Again, bring this back. So what do we got here?
What you running from? Don't kill my mood. House call, no rest. Pull up on your shotty, then a friend next. House call, no text. I've been.
So I reckon we actually split this out and then go back to the original one. Split it, delete it. Because I kind of like this bit, but then maybe it says something different the second time around. So we'll copy it and we'll paste it in here. So let's just try this from here.
What you running from? Don't kill my mood. House call, no rest. Pull up on your shotty, then a friend next. What you running from? Don't kill my mood.
And then just have a little break there. So this second time, it's just a little bit
Next. What you running from? Don't kill my mood. House call, no rest. Pull up on your shotty, then.
and then we'll use a different Zane bit here. Let's just go with like.
Man, I really wish you stop calling our girlfriend. Why you always trying to kill my mood?
So we'll use that one. So that could be a cool sort of second one around. We'll just split off the rest. Dunk. Delete that out. Bo, bo, bo. This is actually kind of fun. This is the sort of music. This is kind of molding your brain into creating something that I don't usually do. But you can see that there's a lot of.
My mood. Why you always trying to kill my mood? Why you always gotta ruin things like.
And then why don't we go back to Ruby here and like change up the beat a little. We'll copy that and we'll paste Ruby down here. Loop out this stuff. Loop out Nikki. All right.
Why you always gotta ruin things like.
You're my automatic. Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic. Just wanna say you're all mine. You're running circles round me at a time. Over the carousel, don't wanna ride.
There you go. I like it. I think it's kind of cool. It needs some more sort of stuff added to it.
You're my automatic. Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic.
I reckon we need some like guitar
Just
here.
wanna say
Can we
you're
use some
all
auto
mine.
guitar?
You're running circles round me at a time. Over the carousel, don't wanna ride.
What you running from?
No, you just can't. Like I'm no good with the GarageBand guitars. I can just never make them sound any good. So I think we might need a guitar sample. But here's an opportunity for us to find a different sample that can work in with this pack. Trevor Bear, I see your question. I will return to that in just a jiffy. But let's just see if we can find something here. If we filter these, instead of the Vox Melodics that we've played with, we go to all of our sound packs. And then what we can actually do is search it out. So we need something sort of funky. Let's just search funk. We've got. Actually, I reckon this. Maybe this will work with the second part of that. Actually sounds pretty cool and might actually work in with one section here. I know we've got a lot of bass in this already, but you can't go wrong with some slap bass, can you? Right? All right. Bop, bop, bop. Yeah, the Mark Leteri pack might be a good one. That's a good point, Tremor Bear. Thank you. I'm going to go with that one.
In drive, and I know it's tragic. Just wanna say you're all mine. You're running circles round me at a time.
So I reckon we use the second half of this, but we do it down here.
Running circles round me at time. Over the curves.
And then we'll copy that and paste another version of it just down here. All right.
Over the curves, so don't wanna ride.
What you running from? Don't kill my mood.
All right. So yeah, this is where we need some Mark Lettieri pack. You're absolutely right. So we'll this time filter by, what is it called? Watch the Sound, I think. Watch the Sound. And find something cool in here because he's got lots of cool guitars. Let's just search in there for guitar because Mark has some good guitar sounds. Yeah, could use this disco breaking guitar to come in down here. Let's just see if this is going to work with our...
What you running from? Don't kill my mood. House call, no rest. Pull up when you shot it in a friend next. What you running from? Don't kill my mood.
And yeah, let's use the other sample for the second part of that. I reckon this could work well. Squirrel!
No rest. Pull up when you shot it in a friend next. What you running from? Don't kill my mood. Why you always trying to kill my mood? Why you always gotta ruin things like
You're my automatic. Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic. Just wanna say you're alright. You're running circles round me at time. Over the curves, so don't wanna ride.
All right, I think we've got a nice basis here. So I want to show you a few tricks that you can use. Once you've actually brought things in, so you've used the Vox sample pack, we've shown a few things here. We've shown how you can chop up a sample simply by using your split tool. So by tapping and splitting, you can split it up, you can move them around. The other things you can do if you want to start having some fun, we can reverse the sample. So let's just reverse our man Zane here and see what he sounds like here.
Don't kill my mood. House call, no rest. Pull up when you shot it in a friend.
Oh, nope. Maybe we don't want Zane to be reversed. So that's one of the things you can do with a sample here. If we go to the settings, the other things you can do is, as you would have seen before when I was playing around with it, you can transpose it up to an octave down or an octave up. You can actually take it so that it's not going to follow the tempo and pitch. Don't really know why you would do that. You can change the speed. So if we want it to be like Zane at half speed, like he's just had a really big turkey sandwich, we can...
What you running from? Don't.
Which can be kind of be cool. If you wanted to sort of mix things up and mix and match, you could just sometimes make it half speed.
What you running from? Don't kill my mood. House call, no rest.
That doesn't sound terrible.
Shot it in a friend next. What you running from? Don't kill my mood. Why you always trying to kill my mood? Why you always gotta ruin things like
You're my automatic.
The other cool thing that we can do with that transposition feature, let's say we duplicated this out. What if we want some harmonies in here, but we don't want to do a lot of effort?
ruin things like
You're my automatic. Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic. Just wanna say you're alright.
So let's just say that those little starty bits, we wanted those to actually, if we copy, we'll copy the whole lot and paste it down here. So if we wanted to, we could actually tap on this one, hit settings, and say we want a third up octave. So your 3 semitones, which is like a third up, you can do this business.
things like
You're my automatic.
Yeah, probably need to go to the major. So we'll go up to 4 semitones just to get that third interval there. And we'll tap it.
You're my automatic. Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic.
Some of these will probably work better as a fifth. So you can just keep experimenting. See how far up you need to go.
Automatic. Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic. Just wanna say you're alright.
Actually, 5 semitones is a third, isn't it? I get confused because you do this in semitones, but you can play around.
You're
that's not it. Go up another one, Johns.
It's like
Gotta keep it in drive, and I know it's tragic.
Yeah, probably not working well for that one. What if we try and do a little bit with Zane? If we copy this one, I had one in the other one that sounded really cool with the harmony. Let's try go down with this one. What are you going to sound like here, Zane? Come on, boy.
what you running from. Don't kill my mood. House call, no rest. Pull up and shot it in a friend next. What you running from?
Let's make this what you're running from bit go much louder. Sorry, go up this time. Settings, transpose it.
What you running from? Don't kill my mood.
Running down.
Why you always trying to kill my mood? Why you always gotta ruin things like
You're automatic.
Let's see if we can add some Ruby oohs and ahs here, because I'm pretty sure Ruby also has some oohs and some ahs in her pack. So we'll go back, we'll filter, we'll come down, we'll use Vox Melodics. So I'm not using my mouse as much as I should be here, because it's not really a lesson, although it kind of is. So we can come back in here and get rid of the guitar, because there's not going to be any guitar ones in here. So if we come down and find some rubies, so we've got some harmonies for Ruby here.
Driving to the sunrise, sunrise.
I think we've got some.
Got me feeling alright.
This could be a good ooh to have behind Ruby here. So
You're automatic. Gotta keep it in drive, and I know it's tragic. Just wanna
yeah, no, that didn't work at all. And this is the thing. These aren't always going to sound amazing. What about that one? Is that going to come in here and do its thing?
things like
Gotta keep it in drive, and I know it's tragic. Just wanna say
Yeah. No. So we'll leave it at that, because you can see some of the options that we have here. It's not going to be the sort of pack that's going to be great for everyone. I think the other thing is the risers. So there was another set of risers. Oh no, it was these ones, the one we already used. But there was some cool effects in here that you can play around with. No, wasn't any of these. So you want to be down? So you want to be down? Yeah, look, it's for producers that are fairly different from what I produce generally. Oh, these ones. Let's just bring this in and see if this is going to work underneath her there.
why you always trying to kill my mood? Why you always gotta ruin things like
you're automatic. Gotta keep it in drive, and I know it's tragic. Just wanna say
Cool. We'll go with that. All right, split that out and delete it from there. So again, in about half an hour, with very little skill in producing this sort of music, we've created something that's, yeah, it's a bit of fun. And it's really, what it's really good for is people who don't have, as I said at the very start, access to a vocalist or the ability to record their own vocals. And you just want to play around with it and learn how different sections work together and how you can build out a song. So let's just give this one a little spin, shall we? What do we call this one? Let's call this plagiarism in C minor. Maybe not. Well, you know what we need? We need to use our filter on this one. So let's record in some filter. All right, we'll try that again.
you're automatic. Gotta keep it in drive, and I know it's tragic. Just wanna say you're all mine. You're running circles round me at time. Over the curve, so don't wanna ride.
what you running from? Don't kill my mood. House call, no rest. Pull up and shot it in a friend next. What you you always try and kill my mood? Why you always gotta ruin things like
Gotta keep it in drive. And I know it's tragic. Just wanna say you're all mine. You're running circles round me at times. Over the carousel, don't wanna ride.
What do you reckon? We got a little FX in there, a little work in the filter. And do you like my little repeats on some of those bits?
ruin things like why you always try and kill my mood? Why you always gotta ruin things like
I make myself laugh, and that's the main thing. Very cool. Good stuff. There you go. Yeah, go there. Go there. Find new song timber stuff. I haven't really been paying attention to the chat, so I apologise for that. Yeah, Apple oops. That's a Freudian slip when you say Apple oops. So yeah, a little bit of a original track there, a little bit of a tune to play around with. How do you record vocals so that they are up front? That's a really good question, Tremor Bear, and it comes down to, in my opinion, it's compression and EQ and the way that you record them to begin with. The thing is, if you record vocals like this, they're never going to sound up front. If you belt out vocals, it's easy to make them sound up front. Your mic positioning is also important. So if you're right up on the vocal mic, you're going to get that bass, that sound, that proximity effect. If you're too far away from the vocals, it's always going to sound distant. So being middle distant, equidistant from the microphone is a good idea. But yeah, once you've recorded it in, as long as you're not sort of singing within yourself and you're belting it out, then yeah, it's just about dialing in the compression. To give you an idea, we'll go back to that first song that I was playing around with before the start of the show, which is my song 16. Great naming again. So I was actually, I had the same problem with this. So all I did with this vocal, you can see there, I've just pumped up that compressor. So if you listen, this vocal was kind of sitting behind the mix at the start here. So it was there, but here how it's kind of being just sort of drowned out by the backing tracks. If I just grab the compressor and dial that up, take a listen to what happens. It brings it up to the front, yeah?
It can always let you down and just keeps on going round.
Now, if you want more control over that, jump in here, go to your compressor, and you can change the threshold, the ratio, because as you turn it up, it's going to turn up your ratio. It's going to drop the threshold so that you can have more compression on that vocal. The other thing we can do is EQ. So if you had the vocal here and it's got the nice compression on it,
It ain't always on your side.
quite often to get it more up front, it's usually your mid-range. You want to boost it in the mid so that you can actually sort of hear the mid-range sounds coming through. Oh, come down to where it's at.
It ain't always on your side. It can always let you down and just keeps on going round.
So there you go. Bit of compression, mid-range boost with your EQ, how you've recorded it on your microphone, and then yeah, you should be golden. A few ideas there. Yeah, apply a cold compress, and then you'll be good to go. But compression is definitely a good thing. But yeah, do focus on recording it well if you want a good vocal sound, because again, when I was starting out, I'd grab my microphone and because I didn't want anyone to hear me singing, I would sing. So let's go back. So if I was singing Anxiety, you say, never get away from me, you might as well just settle in and deal. Like, you can't turn that up, you can't compress that, you can't EQ that to make it sound up front, because the way it's been delivered and sung originally isn't there. Whereas if I go, you say the time for hope is gone and there is nothing else to comfort in the end. So if anything, try and ham it up. think musical theatre. When you see musical theatre and you see someone singing, they're like, I'm having a great day today. They're over enunciating and they're over projecting. So if you're finding you're getting vocals that are not sounding like they're upfront and punchy, it might be because your version of what you think is 100% is only really 80%. So you mentally have to think 120% to pull yourself up to 100, especially if you're a creator, especially if you're an introvert, especially if you have suffered in the past from not having the courage to put yourself out there. It's a tough thing to do. So find a day when no one's around, lock yourself in a cupboard, and then scream into your microphone and sing, yeah, girl. Hello, Ashley, by the way. Thank you for being here. Hello, Rhett, the Mix Club. Thanks for being here. Yeah, exactly. I was 100% that. Same exact deal. But the thing is, the more you do it, it's muscle. It's like muscle. It's like what I got to do. I got to hit the weights this month because I don't have the physical muscles that I need to these days. But it's a muscle. You got to build it up and you got to do it. But yeah, start by doing it when you're on your own, and you'll find that the more you push it out, you think. Because here's the thing. If you're not a confident singer, you're worried about not hitting the right notes. But here's the problem. If you sing, the more in yourself you sing, the more likely you are to slightly not get the right notes. Whereas if you really have a go, you're going to hit the notes. And when you get it wrong, it's going to be spectacularly wrong. But that's okay, because then you can try again and fix it. The problem is, I hear too many times people singing within themselves, and it means that they are going to be slightly pitchy on almost every note. I'd rather do a take where I just completely crash and burn and then go back and try again. That's my tips. The dog's hide when you sing. Alrighty. That is going to do it for this week's GarageBand Weekly. Hope you had some fun there. I made a couple of cool little tracks. I kind of like this one too.
It ain't always on your side.
Nice. So yes, we got a couple of cool songs there. The one final thing I'll say about these packs is they are all available to be used royalty free. The reason that you saw me making sure that I was mixing in a lot of my own sounds and making it my own, and the other thing that you might want to do is even change things up, because don't forget, we can even change up the tempo. We can make it faster, or we can change up the key. And if you have it following, everything's going to follow along. So we can change this to a very different sounding song.
Gotta keep it in drive, and I know it's tragic.
Just by
Just wanna say you're all mine. You're running circles round me at a time. Over the carousel, don't wanna ride.
Yeah, so there's plenty of options in there to play around with, but don't just be using the reason I say that, don't just be using the one type of sample, like the one pack in there, is that copyright. Yeah, you can get yourself into trouble, not because you've used something you shouldn't use, but other people do that. Other people will just take this Vox Melodic packs and make their own original songs, and guess what? If they go and try and copyright that or add it to YouTube's Content ID, and then you use it, you can get pinged for doing absolutely nothing wrong. So please use a lot of stuff together, vary it up, and you'll be good to go. That is going to do it for this one, but guess what? We are going to be back, because it is Songtember, which means I've got to work doubly hard. So I will give you a link to the next show, the one that is coming up in just a jiffy. I've just got to find it. That's never a good sign, is it? Songtember, Pete Johns. I've just set it up, so we will get there. That was Songtember 2022, 2023. Why can't I find it? I'm gonna have to go into my YouTube studio. Hold the line, please, while I find my stuff, so that you can join me for the next stream, because we are going to be revealing. It is our big song reveal. There it is. We'll get the link. We'll jump into it. We will go into the video. So this one here, the big Songtember reveal for 2023. We'll be tallying up the votes. We're doing that in just over 5 minutes' time. I've thrown it there. Jade's beaten me to it. Thank you, Jade. Jade has thrown the link in the chat. Appreciate you. So jump on over there, because we've got a heap. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all of the different comments. These ones here. I'm going to go through all of the different comments that you folks have left down here, and we're going to talk it through, and I'm going to reveal which direction I'm going to go. So go grab yourself a cuppa and rejoin us here in 5 minutes. You'll be dumped over there as well if you're watching here live. Otherwise, I will catch you over on the next stream. Hello, Santi. First time joining from New Zealand. We'll follow the link, and you can join us for the next Songtember show in 5 minutes' time. Until then, please be kind to yourself, folks. Be kind to others. Keep creating, and I'll see you next time here on GarageBand Weekly. Bye for now.